day when Mom and Billy showed up to the house, and Leo basically biffed my mother out of the way to get to Billy before anyone else. Anyways, for all of that, I would like to raise a glass, if we could. As much as I wish, Mom, I wish this was a grande toasted vanilla oat shaken espresso, sub almond milk, light ice, extra cold foam. But seriously, Mumsy, regardless of the kind of day I'm having or the news I just received, good or bad, you are my first call. Sorry, Ben. And when I say call, of course, I mean FaceTime in my car from the Starbucks drive-thru every single fucking morning. There will never, ever be a day in my life that I don't need you by my side. And today was obviously no exception, so I love you. Jessica. You are my oldest friend of over 20 years. I've only been alive for 28 of them, so that's a while. You've been there through all of my phases. The brutal eyeliner phase, the boy crazy phase, the bar star phase. And now, I don't really know that I'd call this a phase, but I am a mom and a wife. And hey, if you're married with kids, you know that's when you need your friends more than ever. And you know what? You've never let me down, girl, so I love you. Anita and Olivia. I'm going to address you two together because you two are a couple of the sisters that I've never had.
I thought I was a seat filler.
No, honey. No. You were handpicked, as mentioned earlier. So, you guys, I can't really explain how great it is to have two sisters, not one, but two sisters who are astronomically more level-headed than I am. You guys will let me come to you and vent until you literally can't stand it anymore. And as somebody with a lot of self-induced problems, you have no idea how valuable that is to me, so I love you guys. Speaking of level-headed, poised, graceful, Kiki, you know I'm talking to you. There are many reasons why I need you in my life, but first, they say that if you are the smartest, kindest, warmest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And that is why I need to keep you around, Kiki. You make me want to do better, you make me want to be better, and I love you. You also have been a joy to have my wedding party. God, and also so hot, honestly. Can we get around to that? So hot. So hot. Also, there is no one else I would rather romanticize literally anything, but also romanticizing marrying Dermot Kennedy with. So I just want to say that I think you two are going to be so happy together, and if you want me to be your bridesmaid, I totally accept. So we've got level-headed sisters, and then we've got the ones that like to keep it a little bit more spicy. Amira? You have kept me on my toes from the moment that I met you. Mostly my tippy toes reaching for the next bottle of wine for us to uncork. But also, you've made me reach higher. You have inspired me to be a better mom and a better partner on more occasion than one. And I know that you and Kyle and Lundy and Mila and Ruby are going to be in our lives for years and years to come. Unless Bart eats Ruby first. And speaking of spicy, well, I saved my spiciest sister for last. Connie. As your pesky little sister, supposedly not yet jaded by the world, I feel it's my duty to keep your spirits up when you go all Queen of Darkness on me. On the flip side of that, as my pesky big sister and ex-boss, you have taken upon yourself the duty of bringing me back down to solid ground whenever you catch me chasing butterflies. Although we're like chalk and cheese in so many ways, one major commonality that we share is our love of movement, hype music, and bringing people together. And I so look forward to exploring all three in much, much greater detail at our annual Burning Man extravaganza coming down the pipe. That's right. I'm so glad that Ben and Brandon decided that living together was simply not safe for either of them anymore, so that we could all move on with our lives and become relatively stable, responsible grown-ups with families of our own. And I so look forward to Shawnee and Leo corrupting the fuck out of your youngster for the next 20 years. Let's go. So speaking of bringing people together, there is one human being in this tent who pretty much wrote the book on how to roll up your sleeves, fire up the interweb, get on the TikTok, and get to work planning a serious fucking wedding. Look around. In less than 10 weeks. Sherry, I'm looking at you. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Louder. That's right. Sherry Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. My official mother-in-law was enjoying a boozy brunch down at the Bicycle Thief on Mother's Day. So what's that, early May? So not that long ago. Minding her own damn business, having a great time, when I suggested to her that we plan a wedding for July. Now, of course, I knew that we would quickly become her, and wedding would quickly become her wedding. And it did, and thank fucking God, because I mean, look around. Come on, look around. Actually, look down. Did any of you guys see those little like fans that were floating around today? Little fans, details like that. That's the shit that I never would have thought of. That's why we all need to share it. So like most of my favorite women in the world, Sherry is as spicy as they come on the outside, but she is like a soft, gooey marshmallow on the inside. Yeah, Ben's about to cry. She welcomed me into her family with open arms, even after, as mentioned in some of the previous speeches, I made quite a first impression. I met her for the first time by showing up very, very late on Christmas Eve to her home, pretty drunk, and still dressed in the outfit from my first date with her son the night before. Yeah. I then proceeded to collapse onto her floor on Christmas morning, giving myself a fat lip and a shiner. That would scare off the most understanding of potential in-laws, but not Sherry. She just gave me some of her mama's famous hash brown casserole, and she said to me, honey, there's pop and smokes in the garage if you need them. But seriously, without you, Sherry, this day would not be remotely possible. So thank you for making this absolute fairy tale of a day a reality for us. Guys, please give her some love. And of course, behind every good woman is a man willing to do whatever it takes to support her in her ambitious wedding timelines, political campaigns, and the like. Jordy, we cannot thank you enough for all of the endless hours of handymanning and strongly worded email writing that it took you to get us here to today, so thank you. We love you. You and Sherry make an amazing team, and when you decide that something needs to happen like yesterday, you get to fucking work and you get it done. We are so lucky to have you both in our lives, and I love you both. I'm still not done. Hang on. I got more. You see, anyone that really knows Ben knows that he's a little bit of a mama's boy. And I know that this sometimes gets a bit of a bad rap, and so does the whole mother-in-law situation, but I need you guys to understand that I luck the fuck out. See, although Sherry has set an impossibly high standard for every mother that comes after her in this family, and although she herself almost accidentally gave me another fat lip 2 days before my wedding, Sherry, it's pretty hard not to love you. You are the woman who raised all 5 of her youngsters into total fucking beauties who are now my new brothers and sisters. So, to all of Ben's jealous ex-girlfriends out there, and we know there's a lot of them, who are out there today missing not only Ben, but Sherry, too. I just have one thing to say to you. We can't all be the one, honey. All right. Now, I don't want to give Sherry all the credit. It's John, right? I'm just kidding, I know. We all know John, and we all know that without John, Ben would be about 400% less good-looking, funny, proficient at storytelling and hand-talking, and successful. We were all thinking it. John, I remember when Ben and I first started dating and listening to him talk about you. To say that Ben has a high regard for you would be the understatement of the century, and let's just say that you had quite a reputation to uphold when I finally got to meet you 1 week later. Before we met, Ben encouraged me to just be myself, and he assured me that when it comes to your taste in people, the crazier the better. Now, as a Newfoundland girl with a car guy for a father, I definitely hit the jackpot in the father-in-law department. And it's always so refreshing to spend time around you and Ben, because you are the only human being on the entire planet who can get a word in edgewise when we're around Ben. And that's it.
It's true, you're loud.
I want to be serious for a second, though. Hang on.
So easy.
Thank you, John, for raising Ben into a respectful and hard-working man. One that I now get to watch raise my own little babies with the same annoyingly dignified ease. Of your 5 babies, I know Ben gave you a run for your money, and there were days you had to drag him kicking and screaming by the fucking ear in the right direction, but eventually your tough love and guidance molded him into the man he is today. And I think that we can all agree he's a pretty good guy. Yeah, he's pretty good. All right, hang on. Okay, so speaking of dads, it's Charlie, right? Yeah. I just want to say congratulations, Dad. Today is a big day for Ben and I, but also for you, because today's the day that you can finally let out that huge sigh of relief you've been holding on to, like since the day I was born. You know the one, right? Lord knows, over the years I've put you through your paces. I take full responsibility for about 51% of the gray hair on your head that's left. I'd say the other 49% was divided evenly amongst Charles, Matt, and Brittany. It's called delegating. Now, as for your 2 heart attacks, I think that we can credit number 1 to Mom and number 2 to Jen.
Way to go, Charlie! Fuck yeah!
You got it, Daddy-O. Hang on, I was gonna get serious here for a minute.
Charlie!
Yes! In all seriousness, Jenny, I've never actually thanked you for taking such good care of my old man all these years. Our big blended family has not always been an easy one to navigate, but they never are. Your kind, grounded energy has made my dad a better man, and that is obvious to anyone who knows him well. Love you, Jen. As a parent, all you want for your kids is safety, security, and happiness. The first 2 can be provided, but the third one is an inside job that every one of us has to take responsibility for. Dad, you've always did your job at providing me with the safety and security that I needed. And as a byproduct of this, I've now found a tremendous amount of happiness and fulfillment in the life I have today. My ability to see the best in people, although it bites me in the ass sometimes. My ability to find a way to laugh things off, and my very offside sense of humor Those are totally your doing. And I owe you a big thank you for that, because without my offside sense of humor, I would never fit in with this Smith family we're talking about here. Anyways, I'm gonna put this up. I know you're all just dying to hear what Ben has to say, and if that's not indicative of how I'm gonna spend the rest of my days, I don't know what is. Lastly, I just wanted to acknowledge all 4 of my family members who managed to make it here today despite all odds. Believe it or not, this is the 3rd wedding that we've had planned. If you didn't get an invite to the first 2, sorry, I guess we weren't hanging out at the time. Charles, Ida, Mama, and Kimmy. Who knows I'm gonna get sad. There was a 0% chance that this day was happening without any of you guys. And I am so happy that we waited and waited and waited and waited for this to become a reality.
I love you, Billy.
You guys have been there for me through it all and given me a safe space to call home my entire life, and I love you guys endlessly. Charles, as much as I wish you could be here every day having acoustic jam sessions and doing the mundane daily things together, it brings me so much joy knowing how happy you are in your new homeland of Sweden with the gorgeous Ida. Now, it also makes all of the time that we spend together so much more precious, and to be honest, I really can't blame you for wanting to hang out there. You guys, take a fucking look at her. I mean, come on. She's gorgeous. She's brilliant. She's another one of the sisters I never had. She makes a perfect match for you, Charles.
Have you met my friend Robert?
All right, at the end of the day, as much as today is about Ben and
Have you met my friend Rob Dawson?
it is truly about bringing our families together, which is not an easy feat when there's about 47 grandparents and a couple dozen step-siblings, but we did it. But as Sherry's bestie Dee likes to say, more is more, and family is no exception. The bigger the better, the crazier the better. And regardless of what bonds us, blood, marriage, divorce, remarriage, whatever it is, whatever brought us here today, we are so thankful to each and every one of you for being here to celebrate with us today. I love you guys.
Can I get a hand for my fucking hot wife? I didn't like that. That wasn't in my thing. And now, it's time! Oh my God, I should have planned this better. I knew I was going to have to pee this bad and not be able to see this good. But that's a lethal combo. And here we are. We'll just take a quick pause. You have to, well, you can sit down if you want, babe. It's going to be a while.
Come on over, the water's warm.
Oh, take a seat in the cheap seats here. You're great. You got a VIP seat right there. We're not even charging. All right.
What does that even mean?
Finally, it's my turn.
Yeah!
Finally!
Ben! Hey everybody, Ben's talking. Jeez.
Guys, listen to Kyle. So, I've got to start by thanking all of our friends, family for joining us today. It truly means the world to us. I'm just glad that we were able to lighten the load by having our wedding on a Wednesday. As we all know, these past few years presented a lot of challenges. We had to cancel our wedding plans twice due to COVID. And because of that, there were a few people here that unfortunately couldn't make it today. My Aunt Deanne lost her battle with cancer. She would have absolutely loved everything about today. The decorations remind me of her. All of us being together reminds me of her. As my father mentioned earlier, my grandfather Ben passed away just a couple of weeks ago. For anyone who knew him, you know how much he would have loved this. Live music and any opportunity to sneak a beer. I love you, Poppy. My grandmother Mary's alive and well. She couldn't be with us today, out in this heat. Then I can't be out in that kind of heat. But she's watching from home. Hi, Nanny. I love you, and we'll recap all this over lunch next week. Oh, and Poppy never snuck any beer. He never did that. I don't even know what I was talking about when I said that. I love you, Nanny. Now on to the people who are here. Can we please get a massive round of applause for our incredible MC, Brandon Virgin. Let's go! Brandon is one of my closest friends.
Dixie! Grab your drink.
Okay, wait, whose friend is he? We gotta settle this. Handsome himself. Brandon is one of my closest friends and one of the funniest human beings I've ever met. He's also taught me a lot about the tricks of the trade when it comes to being a husband. Things like compromise. Not sure if you've ever met Connie, but she's a real pushover. No, I'm just kidding. She's not. At all. No, in all seriousness, we love you guys. Thanks for everything you do for us. And we can't wait for your baby boy to join the gang. Next, I need to thank all my groomsmen. You're all like brothers to me, particularly Sean. I'll start with the best man. Rob and I have been best friends for all my adult life. You've always been there for me. You've always been there for me and good for about, you've been there for me my best and good for about 60-ish% of my time and my worst. In all seriousness, you've always been there to give me a kick in the ass when I needed it the most. Appreciate you, Doc. Yeah. Also, thanks for the incredible bachelor party. It was a time I'll never remember. For the rest of this ragtag group, I appreciate you all for being there for me in your various roles. Johnny, I've enjoyed navigating the waters of fatherhood with you, particularly our 4:58 a.m. rock, paper, scissors competitions over who gets up with the kids. Alex, Big Cheesy. One of my longest friendships, always there for me through thick and thin, or if I needed weed. Or if I needed someone to watch Nirvana Unplugged with me on VHS back to back. Twice! Shawnee, my baby brother, my special boy. I've loved all the time we've got to spend together now that you've moved into my office permanently. I'm so proud of you and everything you've accomplished in your life. You truly live up to your nickname, the best Smith. Kyle, I love our relationship, talking business and working through whatever we've had on our plates over the years. It's from you I learned that if I work really, really hard and put it all on the line, I can get a job at McDonald's. Love you, bud.
So muscular.
I'll try to make this parent segment quick. God knows I got a pile of them. My father always said, if you want to know what a woman will look like and be like in 20 to 30 years, just meet their mother. Well, let's just say after meeting Lynn Ann, then Lynn Ann's mother, Helen, I proposed to Chloe on the spot. Goddamn right now. Lynn Ann, I cannot paint a better mother-in-law. I've also never painted anything, but that's neither here nor there. As soon as I met you, I immediately saw where Chloe gets her fun-loving spirit. When you visit, it feels so much more like best friends staying with us than in-laws. Could have something to do with Grampy Billy being the youngest grandfather in human history. Wow, he may be the youngest, but he's also the best. Billy, I've loved every second we've got to spend together when Chloe doesn't have you running to Home Depot to grab some supplies for a quick job. But the boys and I love you to death.
Yeah.
Billy.
Oh, there was always a tear there.
Now, when it comes to father-in-laws, mine takes the cake. Well, he would if Jen wouldn't slap it out of his hand for throwing off his blood sugars. Charlie, from the first night we met, I knew I gained another father. Not that they were in short supply, but one more never heard. We immediately connected over cars and the fine folks we provide them to. I've loved our chats about life, family, and the practice, but never mastered art of reining Chloe in. Thanks for everything you do for us and the boys. P.S. Let's stay off the late night stories of monsters in the woods. Leo's only 2, man. To my dad. You've been the best friend, mentor, and business partner, and most importantly, parent that I could have ever asked for. You taught me from a very young age how to treat people, not just when things are going perfectly, but more importantly, when things aren't.
Goddamn right.
Always take the high road, and always look after your family. It's all you have. Lessons that have shaped me as a father, and now as a husband. Fuck. You taught me when to be patient and when to act fast, and that these principles don't only apply to the golf course. You taught me that having the right partner in life is paramount. Enter Lee's. Lee's, as the saying goes, the third time's the charm.
Love you, Lee's.
I've never seen a woman balance 26 bacon-wrapped scallops on one arm and a tray of Caesars on another, all while laughing at your husband's jokes from afar. You are the glue and the best mayor ever to our boys.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, there's a strikingly beautiful blonde angel here, making sure everything goes off without a hitch. My mother.
You did.
Now, if I cry as much as I did writing this, we may as well just shut this down now. I just can't. My mother is everything.
I don't even know how to
My mother is one of those once-in-a-lifetime people. Someone who knows exactly when you need them without you having to say a word. Someone who always puts the best interests of those they love ahead of their own. Every single day. That's right. I'm a mama's boy. You call it. My mom is the first love of my life. And getting to share it with Chloe and see the relationship grow has been one of the greatest gifts of my life. These women rule my world, and thank God for that. Who knows where I'd be, or where Jordy'd be. Oh, Jordy. Jordy. You look unbelievable, pal. Most guys would have a healthy concern when their mother meets a new man. Not me. Not with Jordy. Jordy, you've been a perfect partner for my mother, and hands down one of my favorite dads. I cherish all the time we got to spend together and look forward to all the fun the future has in store for us. My boys love their Grampy Jordy, or as I refer to you, Gimpy. Love you, bud. With that, I'll raise a glass to all of you, our closest friends and family, for taking the time out of your busy schedules to celebrate our big day. We love you all. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Right. You did a good job. Unbelievable boy.